Let's see. This is what the Stock Sniper will be listening to on the road. This is what Stock Sniper will be listening to on a regular basis. Let's see. Let me get over. Boom.
I said you money. Money talks, and you would do well to listen. It is the first duty of every man not to get bored.
I gotta get my other charger. I don't know where it's at, bro. Oh, there it go.
So we took
On the road.
you can learn by studying poverty is how to
Do you want to ride with me?
like all that. Money doesn't talk. It's
On my way to the country.
clearly. Nothing man has ever invented receives so much attention, is so widely sought, and generates so much controversy as this sword. It is a piece of paper that
On my way to the country.
by 6 1/8 inches
Let's roll.
with a thickness of 0.0043 inches. It takes 490 of them to weigh a pound. It is both used and abused, worshipped
Let me
and
change it off of that.
some say it liberates men. Others say that it enslaves them.
Convictions.
People sometimes become emotional over it, especially when there is too little of it. Sooner or later, it manages to become the focal point of all activity. What is it? It's the dollar bill. The reason the subject of money
almost invariably arises in a discussion of achievement is that the two so frequently go hand in hand. Not always, but often.
Put it back on right here.
There are, of course, some types of success that have nothing whatsoever to do with money. But there are many others, and financial rewards follow great achievements. And the promise of those rewards sometimes inspires
Listen to
those
a good
achievements
audio
to start
book.
with. For the ambitious, the implications of seeking and attracting large sums
Shout out to Amazon.
are often more than abstractions.
Coming out with audibles.
Money or wealth is an issue about which
Listen to
we
your
hear
favorite
contradicting
audio book on the
opinions,
road.
and one that we must ultimately sort out for ourselves. The purpose of this lesson is to get down to the basics, to clear the air surrounding the entire subject of money, and
The
to
name of this
explain
book is
exactly
Think and Grow
what money
Rich.
is
Grow
and
Rich.
what it isn't. The desire for material gain is fundamental in human nature. Men and women have been concerned
Gotta
about
be on the
prosperity
mindset of
and wealth
building.
since the first coin was fashioned in Asia Minor around 750
Especially
BC.
right now in these days.
Many
Gotta
have
be on the
said that
mind of
money is
building.
like good health.
I'm on a road trip, y'all, on my way to the country.
To the extent
Appreciate
that
you
it
for
doesn't
joining me.
True happiness consists not in the possession of things, but in the privilege
just
of
kicking it
self-expression
on the
through
road.
use of material things. You must have money
Thank you for hitting the like
in order to
button.
enjoy freedom of body and mind. A person
Going
cannot
to a
really
real
be
small
free
town
if he
in the
is
country.
chained to a routine job most of his waking hours and receives
things I gotta do.
assistance in return.
I got people I gotta go
If
see,
a person has to pay that
and I
much
got
for
places I gotta
assistance,
go.
he is paying too high.
And that's one of the places.
This chapter will teach you a proven way to rid yourself of self-imposed limitations and enjoy your fill.
And I'm listening to my favorite audio book.
To begin, it is terribly important that you bury once and for all
I've read this book
the myth that money
probably
is bad
about
or unimportant.
50
Money is
times
not
in my
bad.
life.
As the Bible
Think and Grow
says,
Rich.
the love of money is bad. In fact, money
Great
is
book
important.
to read
It's terribly important.
and listen
It's
to.
just as important as the food and clothes that it buys, the shelter that it affords, the education that it provides, and the bills that it pays. Money is important to anyone living in a civilized society, and to argue that it's not important is absurd. Let anyone who imagines that he does not need money try to get along without it. Let us be realistic enough to face the facts of life and demand from life the best that it can give. Nothing will take the place of money in the area
Gabriel Martinez.
works. It's your right to be rich.
Yeah, I'm on 610.
Money is a great motivator. Increasing your net worth, accumulating wealth in order to help others, and earning money
Paid to
for
the
the
illegal
advantages that can
migrant,
offer you
immigrant,
and
and
your
I'm
family
going
are worthwhile
anywhere.
objectives. The availability of money frees your mind
On
to
the west
concentrate on
side.
achieving your goals. If you
I'm
know that
almost
your
on
expenses are
290.
covered and you are relieved of the worry that comes
I'm
with meeting
exiting
your debts,
Houston.
you can devote all of your time and
Appreciate
energy
y'all for
to
joining me.
achieving your objectives.
I'm headed to the
And
country
achieving them becomes
on this
easy.
road trip.
You feel relaxed and at ease. You attract others
But yes,
because they are attracted to you.
I'm on
There is
610.
also a peace of mind that comes with financial security that allows
Okay.
you to set your own agenda for your life. A healthy
Yeah, I'm
investment
real close to
eliminates
290.
many of the what ifs
I'm headed out of the city.
associated with money worries. You no longer haggle over unexpected expenses that could throw your business or family budget
Finally, all
into
the
a
snow
tailspin.
is gone.
You can make career
I can hit the.
business
I can make
decisions
a
based on
move.
merit rather than expediency, and you can take
Finally,
a
all the
chance
snow
on an
gone.
idea
Thank you for
has
hitting that
great
like
potential
button.
if you know you are protected against disaster. A
All
healthy
right.
cash reserve is the best protection against financial ruin. But most people
Just a little road trip. If you've been on the road trip before,
perhaps one of
you
the
know I
greatest
hit the road.
shocks I ever received was one that I encountered
Yeah, I hit the
when I began
road.
lecturing on success. I soon
Hope everybody having a great
realized that
morning.
many who attended my lectures were still trying to resolve the inner conflict of
A great
whether they should
Saturday
actually
morning.
desire
May
prosperity.
God bless you and your family
Of course, they wanted
on this
prosperity.
January
It's
25th,
human nature. But they
2025.
secretly questioned whether they should seek it, especially
Turn my
for the
radio
spirits of
down.
God.
Okay.
Surprisingly, many businessmen and women seem to feel guilty about
Yeah, I was listening to an audio book. Hi, hey, how you doing?
working quite hard to become prosperous
I'm listening to an audio book.
in their respective
It's actually,
But the question
yeah, I'm listening to an audio book.
is poverty a spiritual virtue or a common vice?
I'm listening to Think and Grow
This
Rich.
discord in their thinking was creating a tug of war
I love that book.
which neutralized their efforts to succeed, no matter how much
And thanks to Audible, I can listen to it while I'm riding.
that it would take.
That's what I like to do. I like to listen to audio books.
Shocking ideas
Positive, motivating
to blast
audio
these
books
individuals out of their confining beliefs,
by building
which
your health, your mind,
that is why
and your
this
soul.
is so important.
All right.
As highlighted earlier, it is shockingly right instead of shockingly wrong for you to be
Hey,
prosperous.
now we are
Obviously, you cannot be very
almost in Cyprus.
and you need not be poor.
If you've been to Houston before, you know what Cyprus is. It's down 290.
Hell caused by man's ignorance of the mental laws governing prosperity. Poverty is a dirty, uncomfortable, degrading experience.
My sister likes audio books also.
And in its acute phase, it seems to be a form of insanity. Poverty fills
Monkey juice.
and drives men and women to drink, to drug addiction, and sometimes to suicide. It can lead potentially fine, talented, intelligent children to delinquency and crime. It can make people do things they otherwise would never dream of doing. Be done with thinking of poverty as a virtue. It is a common vice. If you've been living in this hell on earth, you've literally been blinded to the abundance that lies at your feet. This is the shock.
Yeah, I like audio books too. One thing about them audio books, you can run, you can, still do what you do, you can work and listen to it, and it goes into your subconscious mind.
Requirements for a doctoral degree. I found myself in the unenviable position during my oral examination of trying to convince a group of seemingly unconvincible scholars as to my command of the causes of wealth and poverty among third world nations. Halfway through the grueling ordeal, one of my committee members asked, "How does a nation choked with poverty
I should be at my first destination
create wealth?"
in about another hour and a half.
This question and gained the committee's approval. I cited various reasons why a country would experience poverty.
My first destination.
I I quoted reams of government statistics culled from numerous sources that were surefire.
Appreciate y'all for joining me on this ride.
And stagnation.
I feel like I got a little company with me.
Before this body of scholars confronted me with another barrage of questions.
I know some of y'all are used to seeing me walking or watching football
How does a nation prosper?
or in front of my computer.
Yeah. How does an entire race or an individual create success?
Some of y'all are used to seeing me on when I'm
For the next 5 years, my focus
when I'm on the road trip.
I sought out individuals who could provide answers to my probing questions. High-achieving black men and women who had asked these questions themselves. As a result, I combed the nation interviewing successful black business people.
I'm glad it's not that much traffic out here. I can get to where I'm going.
Entrepreneur Don King and computer entrepreneur Alicia Page. 35 and all.
A lot of times, especially on 290, there usually be a lot of traffic.
$5,000.
But it's smooth sailing right now as we speak.
That I saw for myself the qualities and characteristics
Smooth sailing.
that are peculiar to economic advancement. Armed with the 3-page questionnaire, I observed these giants up close.
By the time this chapter is over with,
From this research,
I should be at my first destination.
that revealed 2 separate paths, one to prosperity and the other to poverty. Man has been taught that wealth is basically material and therefore ultimately finite. The cornerstone of this thinking is the philosophy that there are only 2 ways to promote equality in terms of wealth. You either make the rich poor or the poor rich. This illusion is shared by countless Americans. Their general idea centers on life as a zero-sum game. That once
Just because the name of the book is Think and Grow Rich. Rich is not always monetary.
So many jobs to go around, only so much energy to be used.
It's not always monetary.
To be taken advantage of. A fixed amount of prosperity.
A book named Think and Grow Rich, automatically some people would think
Luck of the draw.
it's about money, but it's not about money.
Throughout the ages,
It's about a way of thinking. It's about a mindset.
with such limited thinking and its adherence.
It's about elevating your thinking
Wealth's true nature. Wealth is not physical.
and elevating your knowledge.
Wealth takes on contrasting forms. Vision, discipline, work, faith, initiative,
And that should be
resilience, desire,
one of our #1 goals,
all unlimited.
to get as close to wealth as we can.
Wealth is an
In your mind,
of enterprise.
your knowledge,
It's worth only through constant
your daily activities as a person,
and service.
your daily activities in your place of work or your place of business,
Wealth's most salient characteristic
the way you communicate
that
with
is
people,
available to all
the way you treat
is
people.
primarily metaphysical, not physical. Consequently, the creation of wealth lies within you.
That's right. The creation of wealth
Government cannot
is inside of us. Every last one of
an
us.
institution could ever produce a Barbara Proctor, John Johnson, or Don King. Why?
Inside of us is the ability to grow to be wealthy.
Contrary to the very nature of bureaucracies
And I ain't talking about finance.
within the individual. Under a capitalist or open society, wealth is less a stock of goods than a flow of ideas. Wealth comes from a consciousness that unfolds within. In practical terms, wealth is a characteristic of thought. Man's foremost quality is his rational faculty.
What a great book this is, man.
Living successfully are acquired through knowledge. Knowledge is available to each of us, and when properly applied, is power. The antithesis of knowledge is ignorance. Our degree of ignorance.
The opposite of knowledge is ignorance. The opposite of knowledge is ignorance.
Those who remain ignorant have only themselves to blame.
That's a fact.
Knowledge, thinking, and rational action are human qualities. And since the choice to
The opposite of knowledge is ignorance.
Society's survival requires.
A lot of people don't like you to tell them nothing. They think they know it all.
If some men choose not
We must
can survive only
thrive
training and repeating a routine
to not be the type of person
more resourceful
that
men.
think you know it all.
Man or woman
Always be the type of person
as he or she is able or willing.
to be open to other ideas,
That will determine the degree
to learning.
he or she will rise. Wealth always starts in the mind.
That is one of the building blocks
Consciousness.
of wealth.
Until mankind reorients its thinking about wealth's true nature, the wreckage of the ghetto and
Applied knowledge,
failures will continue to work. The key to any
but always have an open mind.
is mental principle. Poverty is not corrected by a redistribution of wealth, but by ideas. You can give a
Powerful
man
point.
for coffee or phone a dollar, but before that day is out,
Poverty is not redirected by wealth.
unless there is a change in consciousness,
Poverty is redirected by ideas, applied ideas,
in tune with the infinite supply of ideas.
applied ideas.
As I pen these thoughts, my mind drifts back to the words Wally Amos shared with me several years ago. Wally succinctly expressed a great deal of wisdom when he stated, in order to overcome poverty,
Applied ideas
needs only to
put into
exercise
action
vision,
over a period of time.
lack of any time within a change of
Wealth is not about finance. Wealth is not about money.
money is a warm heart and
It's
healthy.
not.
It's birthday presents with a college education. It's a family vacation and the means to
The
help.
money and the wealth just comes with it.
Money is the heart of our giving. It is what we receive.
Assets just comes with it.
And in turn,
The investments just come with it.
services of others. Quite often, we can accurately gauge the extent of our production and services
But the ability
by
to
counting the money we receive for our efforts. In this respect, money is a yardstick,
soak up information
a standard that is completely
and apply it
and can be used by each of
over the
us.
period of time,
You'll hear people say,
and the ability to teach it.
but the earning and possession of money has brought much more happiness than has power.
Is the building block of wealth.
Money is an extension of you. Your thinking.
Your
It's a
thinking.
symbol of either limitation or limitlessness, according to
Yeah.
your thoughts. If
Your thinking.
about money, it increases.
The mind is very, very powerful.
If you criticize or condemn it,
Very, very powerful. Listen to the OG.
the good news is
The mind is very, very powerful. All you got to do is change your mind.
each of us
That's all we got to do
alter our
is change our mind
into our lives. Black
and have the process on your mind each and every day.
to 9/10 of the world's population.
I talk about this every single day
Rich.
because I want that to be a part of my mind. And I also want to share it
Black worker than there is between
with everybody I come across.
average black worker.
That also keeps it in my mind. It also keeps me accountable to the work I got to put in.
Consider this not so well-known fact. Black Americans earn $350
But the most powerful thing
annual income, estimated at
is to be a sponge to knowledge and information,
and spend $220
and then the ability
a year
to put it into action.
services. This dollar figure is equivalent to the gross national product
Once you put it into action,
for Australia.
which is the most important part of the process,
Black America's problem is not a
to
lack of
continue to get up,
its problem
put
is
it,
instead
put into action,
with the money it has.
be a sponge to the information,
Americans
put into action.
the wealth we possess only in smaller amounts.
That's also when you put in action. Action also
Savings
means teach it to others
only in smaller quantities.
as you learn and grow and develop,
Tasty and it's plentiful. Their beds are just as comfortable.
to try to get other people to do what, Stock Sniper? Changing of the renewing of their mind.
With only a fraction of the world's population,
That's the cycle.
possess 10% of the full
Information,
monetary income. Or to draw
information, applied knowledge,
America's combined income is slightly
apply it every single day, work.
and greater than that of Israel.
As you go from level to level, teach,
Black America is already rich.
teach.
How much do you
Because guess what I found out?
much money do you
Listen to the OG.
the way you want to live?
As long as you put it in that, categorize it like that, whatever you desire comes on the back end.
Exactly what you bargained for. Exactly what you earned.
And that's a fact. Listen to the OG.
I bargained with life for a penny, and life will pay no more. You will receive not what you idly wish.
Okay, now I'm in Cyprus for real.
Just you earn.
I'm out of the city of Houston now.
Always be an exact proportion to your service.
We're making a move.
If you are unhappy with your income, you must devise ways and means of increasing your service. How may I serve? Economic security is not attained by the possession of money alone. It is captured.
If you are, great point. If you are unhappy with your income, if you live in paycheck to paycheck, you have to figure out a way to be of service.
A successful business.
Everything we do, think about it. Everything we do, we're helping somebody.
For better reason that he provides profitable employment.
Every single thing we do, we're providing a service to somebody. Providing a service is a way of life.
The service he renders attracts the money he controls.
Providing a service to somebody, that's a way of life.
Ongoing economic security must be obtained. Your service must come from you. Your mind.
Everything we do, we service somebody. If you're building a bridge, if you're working on a road, if you're a plumber, you're doing something to help somebody.
Strong through his or her
Everything, every profession,
a specific course of action.
we're providing of service.
One who's already strong.
So guess what? We must strive to be what, Stock Sniper? The best service providers that we can be.
Is more valuable than a lump of coal. Yet that's exactly
The best service providers that we can be.
And just as a lump of coal can
And we must strive to pick
valuable gems,
the service that you are providing.
increase his or her own.
You have to love providing that service.
To paraphrase Earl Nightingale,
You have to love to provide that service.
the amount of money you receive
Or guess what?
will always
Maybe you in the wrong service industry.
what you do
Maybe you need to figure out
to do it. And the
what
difficulty
service area you love to do.
one who was highly
Maybe you a plumber
in our economy,
and
who is low skilled and who can easily be.
you don't love providing that
Not to
service.
say that one person is any better or worse.
That's probably the reason why you're unhappy on the job. Why we be unhappy on these jobs. Because we are in the wrong service field.
As a brain merchant, but the amount of money each will earn
Maybe
proportional to the demand for what they
you're a
do,
plumber
the ability to do what they do,
and
and the difficulty of replacing
deep down in your subconscious mind,
someone can be trained to
you really don't like providing service as a plumber.
and replacing this
Maybe you like providing service as a barber
a brain surgeon, however, since many years learning his
or whatever the case may be.
often at great personal sacrifice
So maybe we need to do
that he cannot easily
a switch.
be replaced. As a result, the surgeon
Bottom line is,
much more
we got to find what we love to do
as a janitor might earn in a month. Now these are extreme
and
cases
provide the best service that we can provide.
of income to demand skill and supply.
Because all we do is help people.
As it should be.
Every possession is about not possession. Every profession is about helping people.
Your income will be an exact
Everything we do.
what you do, the ability to do what you do, and the difficulty of replacing you. This proposition also
That's how we got to look at it.
while the whole notion
When I started looking at it like that,
for nothing is absurd.
it changed everything about me.
Sheer delusion. A star athlete, for example, may earn millions over the course of a career. You might say shooting a basketball or running a football 100 yards serves no useful purpose, but the demand is there. Useful or not.
Yeah, but on another note, I'm so glad the snow gone, ice gone. When we get back to the 50, 60 degree weather, which is great.
If more people understood this line,
Thank you for hitting the like button.
see why preparing for a career is crucial. Luck has been defined,
Which is great.
when preparedness meets opportunity. A great opportunity will only make the unprepared, the unqualified, look foolish. Now, how do you measure it?
We got an opportunity going on right now, y'all.
It would be amazing.
It's an opportunity.
People who desire material
From
riches,
right now,
but who do not take
the next 6 to 10 years,
and until
it's the best time, bro. It's the opportunity of a lifetime.
It's like the farmer who stood in front of the fireplace trying to get warm.
We can't miss these opportunities, bro.
But until he gathered,
And we got opportunity right now.
he would freeze. Parents,
Find something you love to do.
children from serving.
Focus on what you love to do.
It has been said,
And spend your energy on that.
man's son often does not display the qualities of his father.
Spend majority of your energy and time.
Children of affluent means
If you just working a regular 9 to 5,
because they inherited their parents'
spend the next majority of your time
The father or mother worked for
finding something else that you love to do
The father's earnings came to him side by side.
on the side.
The development of his insight, his talents, and his ability. He was not given riches by his father. He was given riches by his service. Now,
And if you living your best life, your duty is to help others.
Amidst of luxury and the many comforts,
That's your extra thing you do on the side.
the son knows he's going to share and eventually acquire great amounts
That's
of wealth
that's
that he's not earned.
that's what we need to be doing.
Assuming that his son does have
If we're already in the position,
to serve, what happens
we need to be helping others achieve the position. A lot of people are struggling, bro.
by a desire to obtain?
A lot of people don't know their left foot from their right foot.
Thus, he never learns one of life's basic
Some people just in the wrong circle of people.
and profit-centered
You know that'll do it too.
fortunes or comfort
Being in the wrong circle,
only when they are used.
that crab in the bucket mentality, I had you stuck.
He robs them of initiative.
Yeah, it will.
Your children,
That crab in the barrel mentality, I have you stuck if you in that circle.
but beyond that, do not shield them from
So
the
sometimes
ability to serve.
it be something as just as little as that.
Allow them to have the priceless
Just changing the circle,
better lives.
changing the circumstances.
Self-taught wisdom and lessons. Peace of mind is wealth. Napoleon Hill tells a fascinating story of his visit with John D. Rockefeller Sr., the oil
Find out where your peace of mind is
their meeting,
and rock with it.
easily the world's richest man at the time.
And rock with it.
If he would like to change places with him. Without hesitation,
Find out where your peace of mind is
that he would not
and rock with it.
value his health and freedom. Neither of
Thank you for hitting the like button.
for all of his opulence had or enjoyed. Many years later after his death, Hill reflected on that eventful meeting. What did Rockefeller really want? Hill questioned. By consulting with those who knew him,
See, that's what I like.
Hill firmly
See, that's why I like
multi-millionaire,
and I love
nothing more
being on live with y'all, man.
than his tremendous
Because it makes my time go by faster.
peace of mind.
You know what I'm saying?
Peace of mind.
I like that.
Ingredient of prosperity and covers a surprisingly broad
Just like that, I'm just about halfway to where I need to be. Houston Premium Outlets.
aids you in your quest for riches, both
The
material
outlet stores over there, Guess,
and success.
Coach,
Peace of mind helps you live your life on your own terms and values of your own
Puma.
choosing, so that every day your life grows richer and greater.
Michael Kors,
Is there a connection between wealth and peace of mind?
New Balance is up over there.
There certainly are poor people who have peace of mind, but not as many as we are taught to believe. You need not be a millionaire or even financially independent, but without sufficient money,
It's out here rocking and rolling, man.
from much of life that sustains the spirit. If you are continually worrying about feeding your family or keeping a roof over your head, you will have no peace of mind. Money brings the finer things of life, and many times, the bare necessities. While it is no surprise that many wealthy people enjoy peace of mind, there are members of this touted class who do not. If the main purpose of wealth is to make its possessor worry about keeping his fortune, peace of mind will forever elude him. One of my favorite real-life stories that illustrates the power of peace of mind and how it can be used to benefit the spirit is the experience of Oprah Winfrey.
Hold up, bro. Stay over there where you at.
My life is the peace.
No traffic. So far, it's been a great road trip.
Watched television talk shows
No traffic.
as well as prominent
We love no traffic.
She was honored for her 1985 screen debut in The Color Purple, with nominations for both the Academy
On my way to the country.
Arts and Sciences and the Golden Globe Awards. 1987, the syndicated Oprah Winfrey Show won an Emmy Award for television's Best Talk Show, and Oprah received an Emmy for Best Talk Show Host. In 1986, she formed her own production company, Harpo Productions, which has already become a major creator
I don't know if
in the industry. In 1990,
this, where I'm going,
for TV movies and
is where the land is real cheap out here.
have netted her nearly $40 million in revenues.
You can get your acre or two,
Woman in America.
5,000, 6,000,
To say that Oprah Winfrey lives life
depending on
while radiating an energy
if you patient. I can get a couple of acres cheaper than that.
at peace with herself, her life.
Out here where I'm going, the first stop,
There was a tense period in Oprah's life.
country town.
In solitude, but couldn't find it. Instead, the sheltered little girl from a small southern town.
Cheap living.
Oprah Winfrey was born on a farm in Kosciuszko, Mississippi. Her unwed parents had intended to name her Oprah after Ruth's sister-in-law in the Bible.
That's where you find the best prices of properties
Birth certificate.
in these little bitty towns.
Soon after birth,
Just don't rush yourself and jump on anything.
56 years
Just research. Not only research on the internet. See, Google ain't everything. Sometimes you got to put your feet on the ground. You know what I'm saying?
3 years of age,
Which I like Google,
in kindergarten,
but Google is not the all and be all.
pointed out
Sometimes you got to go and put your foot on the ground
wrong with the first word.
and be patient.
An astonished teacher.
Know what I'm saying?
her ability
Search on the internet too, but then also go put your feet on the ground. That's where you find the sweet deals at. Because everybody ain't, especially in these little towns, everybody don't be on the internet like that. I know a lot of people that still don't be on the internet, especially if they trying to sell something. They ain't on the internet. Most of the people in these little small country towns still living like they in the 1980s. Real talk. You'll go there, no internet. You'll go there, they still got a phone line. What else? They still got the old space heaters. They still got, they don't, you know, we listen to the music through our phone now, Bluetooth and all that. They still got the regular old radios from the 80s and the 90s. Yeah, it's a lot of people still live like that. For real. But guess what? Everything they got paid for. Yeah, still people live like that in the 80s and the 90s, y'all. But everything they got paid for. Land taxes cheap. Sitting on a couple of acres. Land taxes ain't nothing but $150, $200 for the whole year. Yeah. It's like that in these, that's why a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people that's smart are moving to the countries. Moving to these little country towns. Like where I'm going right now. The first spot I'm going to. Country town.
The once rebellious child began to excel both in and out of the classroom.
Yeah, they got cheap, affordable land
With renewed vigor,
right in these country towns.
solid promises,
All you got to do, here we go.
so fully.
I just got through talking about the traffic.
Second,
And look, about to run into traffic, y'all.
to a troubled past and reconstruct her life on the solid foundation.
Hope not, but it looks like we're slowing down.
Adhering to both promises.
But yeah, these little country towns, but you got to put your feet on the ground. You can't say, I'm gonna Google land, wherever whatever the small city is.
In high school,
I'm gonna Google it and I'm gonna look and see You got to do that, but you also got to go put your feet on the ground. The best thing to do is know somebody that live in these little areas. That's where you find your best deals at. When you put your feet on the ground and actually, you know, belly to belly, you get good deals on property.
She entered and won the Miss Black Nashville contest.
Straight up.
Later, she captured the title of Miss Tennessee. In 1979, she ran for Miss Black America.
That's why if you're looking for investment properties or land or whatever, don't get me wrong, the internet is a tool, but it's not the all-in be-all. You got to put your feet on the ground. When it comes to real estate, the best deals you're gonna get is when you meet people face to face. Yeah. Especially if you know somebody in the area that already know the surroundings. They subject to know 4 or 5 people that don't even want it. You know what I'm saying? You can get it for pennies and pennies on the dollar. You can get 4 or 5 acres for $2,000-3,000 in these little country towns. 30, 40 acres, 10,000, 12,000. If all else fail, well, STOCKSNIPER, I can't get up and move my family to no country town. We talking about investing. If you got the hookup and you put your feet on the ground, and you can get 5 on a small scale, 4 or 5 acres for a couple $1,000. That's a good investment. Just sit on it. Pass it down. Pass it down. Pass it down. Pass it down. Long as the people up under you get along and they educated and not selfish. See, that's the second part. That's why teaching is very, very important. Everybody always talking about generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? That's a new thing. You know, now, generational wealth, generational wealth, generational wealth. Building money, building money. The most money, building money is not the all-in be-all. Teaching. And the person that you teaching understands the process. That's what builds from, I ain't gonna even say generational wealth. That's what keeps things going from kids, from parents to kids, over generations. That's what keeps the house in the family for 3-4 generations. That's what keeps the stocks in the family for 3 or 4 generations.
I share this story with you because your goal in life,
you know what I'm saying?
is to achieve success.
It's not the building of the wealth part. It's not to make it money, because wealth building goes from generation to generation to generation to generation. So that means that the second generation, the third generation in the family, the 4th generation, the 5th generation has to understand the plan, has to understand the process, has to see the vision. And sometimes your family members, your kids or whatever, would know and see the vision, but have a vision of their own. Their vision might be to sell it and spend it all. That's something you can't control. So when we start talking about generational wealth, as they say, that is a complex and a difficult conversation. And I think that a lot of people on the internet I think a lot of people talk about the generational wealth. All they talking about is money and selling courses, but they don't talk about the other side. The main component to building and passing stuff down from family member to family member that stays within the family. There's more to it than just making money. You gotta be able to teach. Everybody has to buy into the program and the system. Like Walmart, right? That's a perfect example. When they first started Walmart, it was a little small store. And the kids and the grandkids, generation just had to buy in on selling stuff out of the store to build Walmart to what it is today.
But Oprah knows better. For example, she gave 4-year scholarships to 10 students attending her alma mater. She selected the winners from a list of incoming first-year students, assessing their needs and scholastic abilities. The scholarships included tuition, room and board, books, even spending money. But like all good stewards, Oprah placed a condition on her philanthropy. She required each student to maintain at least a B 3.0 average. When her scholars were about to begin their sophomore year, 2 of her students.
So once we get in the mindset
as a result
of building something,
that said in part,
it's not for me, it's for my kids and grandkids. Half the problem is solved right there. The other half is putting the work in. But once you set the foundation and put it in your mind, yeah, I'm this that I'm doing, it's not for me, it's for my kids. And then try to teach it to them like that. That's in my opinion, what I think that's what life is all about. Yeah. That's what life is all about.
Sharing your happiness and riches. Yes, of course you can.
To plan,
But whether you will enjoy
to prepare the next people up under us,
remains to be seen.
to prepare them as best we can
Another matter.
for when we ain't around no more.
We are here to serve.
Then
The greatest idea in the
that's how you live on forever and forever and forever.
to be of service to others. There is an
Yeah.
entire world crying for help, for ideas, for endless products and services.
That's my goal,
The extent of your opportunity to be of service.
to be able
The
to
extent of your imagination.
keep the things going.
And the best place to begin is where you stand.
And just to keep it going.
For the old cliche, service with a smile.
And more important is the knowledge. The applied knowledge is more important.
Giving added service.
And you have to teach
And you are well on your
and
way to
make them understand
relationships.
that it's very, very important
Habit of giving
that we keep it going.
service brings rewards,
Very, very important.
both in the heart and
You got to teach your kids that at a very, very early age.
on the water.
You know what I'm saying? That's very, very important.
The man who is rendering
To teach your kids about building and passing down.
and he is paid or expected
And not just down, sometimes
to lead down.
it be sideways because some people don't have kids. So maybe it's your uncles, nieces, and nephews, and your cousins.
Balanced his time between
But that's the goal,
and raising hogs.
to be a remembrance.
School he hustled,
You know,
shining shoes at his
when you gone, people still remember you.
selling newspapers.
And maybe you some of the blueprint in the game you put down,
My parents pointed out
that they
they
keep that going.
taught at an early age that everyone has the ability
Yeah.
to serve.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
I could be successful.
To see the blueprint
1951.
that your grandfather, great-grandfather, grandmother,
Service.
to see it
There he sharpened skills that
all through the family.
years
It's a great, beautiful thing to see, man.
became such a proficient.
It really is.
He was soon transferred from the enlisted men's mess to the
Yeah.
officers' dining room,
And everybody's,
military after
it's a blueprint.
and worked in a number of restaurants.
Everybody life is like a book.
Of the plush Waldorf
And whatever chapters you write in your book of life,
2 years
that's what people remember you by.
served in a different capacity.
What the game you put down.
The city's police force.
You know what I'm saying?
Dunham was a policeman for 15 years before crawling back home and forced him to
Was you a liability or asset
regardless of the beat or
to
office.
your family?
He thoroughly enjoyed his work.
Yeah.
If I had to do it all,
Are you a liability
I was
or asset?
there was something about public service that attracted me. Working in the force.
Are you a liability or are you an asset
But Dunham
to your kids, to your grandkids,
had something
to your friends, your homeboys?
deep inside a dream.
Yeah. Or that's a good question to ask yourself.
History in the heart of New York.
What do I want to be?
That clientele.
Do I want to be a liability
Dunham had its
or do I want to be an asset to my family, to my kids?
enterprises. But he and these agencies had it under the specific
Do I want to be a liability
deals fell through.
or do I want to be an asset?
Other immediate sources of financing. Dunham turned to
Yeah.
franchising instead. In 1971, he queried a few
Let me pay attention to where I'm going because you know when I get to talking,
fried chicken, Holiday Inn,
I will keep on rolling
McDonald's about business opportunities.
and I will be the pastor of my exit.
An interview at its Boston office. The chain told him he
Y'all know how I get when I go to driving.
to purchase an outlet and proposed a location in inner city New York, the first of its type. Understandably,
Yeah, when I go to rolling,
though he was anxious,
particularly running my mouth,
McDonald's had absolutely
I start missing the exits.
in the black community. The last thing he wanted was to be a guinea pig. After many sleepless nights, Dunham blasted forward, investing his life savings, $35,000, and borrowing the balance.
We're on the long roads, Texas Highway.
One of only a handful of black owner-operators nationwide. And
Yeah, Texas is a really, really big state.
the inner city. The odds against
Yeah,
his
Texas is
success
big.
were frightening. His family and friends questioned his judgment, and even he had moments of doubt. But in his mind, he had a plan that would eventually ensure his success. Lee teaches others what he already knew. When Lee Dunham opened his McDonald's franchise in March,
I get to run in my mouth
Harlem's main thoroughfare,
and I'll be to miss my turn.
his face slowly faded. The fast deteriorating neighborhood was rampant with crime. His first 3 months in business were simply chronicling for him as he faced violent confrontations almost every day. Fights were far too frequent. Guns were fired on occasion, and the mere presence of jacketed gang members drove customers away. The safe in Dunham's corner office was routinely blown open. Furthermore, he lost whatever profits he made as employees stole food and other supplies.
All right, here go the exit right here.
Normally, field agents from the McDonald's
Highway 6.
franchises to help with management problems. But in Dunham's case, representatives were too apprehensive to go into the inner city. Dunham would have to solve his problems himself. He also knew he had to make his intentions of succeeding on Harlem's 125th Street crystal clear to the area's thugs and stick with him. Nearing the end of his rope, he had to develop a plan, and fast. My experience as a cop was just as important to my success as the training I received in the home office. Without it, the criminal element would have run me out in 1 week. Refusing to back down, Dunham made significant changes. He viewed the shambles of the neighborhood and the wrecked human lives. He saw the need for someone to inspire and offer positive solutions. He saw the need to serve. Dunham spoke openly and honestly with gang leaders, helping them find more useful
All right.
ways to channel their energy.
Finally got off 290, now I'm on a country road for real.
And employed gang members, teaching them the principles of discipline, responsibility, and the value of service.
Deep in the heart of Texas, y'all.
He began spot checks on all cashiers and fired anyone caught stealing. He improved working conditions and gave time off to full-time.
Some of the cheapest land is in these country towns.
In no-nonsense terms, that his store offered a way out of a life of confinement, offered hope and opportunity, and that he would do anything to keep it, even if that meant meeting force with force.
Ain't nothing wrong with coming to some of these countries. If you got $10,000 or $20,000 sitting up under your mattress,
Faster and more efficient methods.
not
Dunham examined and timed the entire ordering process.
not building, just sitting there, losing value every single day.
He stressed the basics.
Get into education. Start researching some properties, not research, but go and hit the ground and go do some belly to belly, hitting the ground, seeing what you can see. Might come up on 40, 50 acres and just sit on it. Land is an excellent storage of cash. Why, Stock Sniper? Because if you just holding money, that money is losing value every single second. Let me say that again. If you just got some money sitting in some bank account, it's losing value every single day, every single second. But if you got 10,000, 8,000, 12,000, and you go and find a great 3-4 acre piece of land, purchase it. Because one thing about real estate, it continues to go up in value. And it's a tangible asset.
Every Tuesday evening at his company's New York headquarters.
It's a great storage of value.
He unveils
Land.
and a management development course that he teaches.
You ain't got to build on it or nothing.
Kill them with service.
Just buy and hold.
All of us can serve.
Buy and hold.
Faster service, cheaper service, and go the extra mile. Serving others is the reason for our business, and not an intrusion on our business. Dunham pauses.
A great store of value.
Explains the secret that put him over the top. The underpinnings of prosperity have been studied and analyzed. Unequivocally, growth and profits are about.
Hold it for 10, 15 years. Look, that go a perfect one, right? Oh, y'all couldn't see it. For sale by owner. See? Perfect. I just showed a house already on land, on about an acre. Y'all, I don't know if you've seen it tonight. We're gonna ride by it on when I'm done. We going over there before I leave this area. We gonna go stop over there. See, Greg, might be a deal. You never know. Somebody that just want to get off the house with the land on it.
I'm not in business just to make
Some of the best real estate deals is hitting the ground, looking. I guarantee you that house ain't even on the internet.
Women change the course of their lives for the better. Today, Lee Dunham is the owner-operator of 8 McDonald's franchises.
That's a good day. That's a good. Look like that's a pretty good spot right off Highway 90.
Generate $14 million a year.
Highway 90 and Highway 6.
Reread the above story. Give your best. Work at making your service.
Close to the highway.
Give more.
Yeah, that's a good little spot.
Right attitude. Do what you do so well that you'll always guarantee you're receiving a larger share.
Just to hold on to it.
Human beings have wants and needs, and it is by meeting these wants and needs.
Because just think about it. You come up on 30, 40 acres with the mindset
When he was asked, "Why are we here?"
that it's not for you,
To which he replied,
we're going to pass it
"We're
on.
here to serve."
And they have the mindset that it's not for them. They're going to pass it on. Just think about it. 30, 40, 50 years from now, man, this area, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be an area for building.
Millions have misunderstood.
And then once they start building, bringing businesses in this area, right? That brings the value up. People start buying, building houses, building communities.
This person has made some serious mistakes.
Building gas stations, restaurants and businesses. More people start moving. Guess what it does? It brings up the value. So guess what? If you get a piece of land and it ain't even got to be 30 or 40 acres. It could be 5. It could be 2 on a small scale. And you sitting on it. 30, 40 years from now, if you pay $4,000, $5,000 for those 2 acres, bro, one of these days, those acres gonna be worth $60,000, $70,000 a piece. You never know. You might hit the jackpot, and one of these big time businesses want to buy it.
How can you gain such a reputation? Certainly not by offering as little service as possible. Service is the rent you pay for the space you occupy while on this earth. You'll never get rich except by enriching the lives of others. And you'll never prosper,
especially if you can keep it in your family.
An ancient parable illustrates this point. Many years ago, in a kingdom far away, lived a man whose official title was server of the kingdom. One day, as he was walking through the forest, he was approached by a genie. And like all genies, this one offered to grant the young man a wish.
There go a deer.
"Any wish?" he exclaimed. "Anything," replied the genie.
See, those deers like to come out when it get nice and cool. They go to looking for food. That's why you got to pay attention.
He had served others. "I know what I want," the man blurted out.
Those deers run across the street.
"No need for a change." The genie said, "Granted," and vanished into the forest. Eager to test this newfound power, the young man walked back to the castle. As he approached the gate of the royal palace, a servant presented himself and opened the gate for him. That night, after he finished his dinner, the servant stepped forward to wipe his mouth and clear his table. When the young man retired for the evening, the servant appeared to pull back his bed. The next morning, he was greeted by another servant who retrieved his slippers and prepared a royal breakfast. Though he valiantly tried to perform his duties as the king's cupbearer, somebody was always there to perform the chore for him. Throughout his life, all he had ever done was serve others. It wasn't long before he realized that he couldn't do anything for anyone, and he began to feel its effect. For the first 30 days, the novelty of his fortune was interesting. For the next 30 days, it was irritating. And by the last 30 days, he couldn't stand it any longer. With a thundering fury, he looked diligently for the genie. After a 3-day search, he found him in the forest. Reduced to tears, the young man told the genie, "I am so glad I found you. I've changed my mind. I want to go back to serving others." Without any emotion, the genie said, "I can't help you." But the young man reiterated, "You don't understand. I'm willing to do anything to dedicate my life to my fellow man." Again, the genie stated, "There's nothing I can do." But the king's servant wouldn't quit. He pleaded, "Kind sir, I would rather be in hell than not be able to serve my fellow man." And to this, the genie replied,
Let me see, because I know
"Dear man, where do you think you've been for the past
you
9
messing with my
days?
comments.
You have the greatest vehicle for service in America. In our country, you no longer sell a product, you render a service. The greatest thing in the world is the opportunity."
There go another house.
The customer wants the most for the least amount of money, and will decide
Another property, there's 2.
spend his earnings. There is a world yearning for new ideas, products, and services. How can you be of service? How best can you serve? Joseph Carbo, the author
That's
of
2
The
houses.
Lazy Man's Way to Riches, was fond of saying that most people are too busy earning a living to make any money. What Carbo meant was that the average person never seems to find the time to work on the really important things, the creative projects that produce big payoffs. It is creativity, more so than hard work, that lies at the heart of success in any field or endeavor. And in order for a person to have the time to engage in creative thinking, he must learn to work efficiently. Refer back to lesson 2. Remember, all you need is one good idea. How much money do you want to earn? Take a few moments and answer the following questions. What have you got to sell? What will the world offer for what you do? How many people do what you do? And in the field in which you serve, where do you stand in its hierarchy of value? Not as a human being, but as one who serves others. As you answer these questions, you might realize why some people earn more money than others. They have made themselves more valuable as servers of others, more in demand. People who are unwilling to do more than they're paid for will seldom be paid for more than they're doing. You may have heard someone say, "Why should I knock myself out for the money I'm making?" It is this attitude more than anything else that keeps men and women at the bottom of the economic pile. They have yet to understand the correlation between value and income. As you grow in value as a person, you will receive the income you seek. If you try to stand still in life, and millions do, you will never know the rewards or the joy of accomplishment, the personal satisfaction and peace of mind that comes only to the person who strives to achieve. There are 2 steps that you must take. First, you must decide how much money you really want. Not a vague figure, but the exact amount. Second, you must release your preoccupation with the money and concentrate on improving what you now do. Improve your service, expand your service, and most important, go the extra mile. This is the format by which you will qualify yourself for the amount of money that you expect to earn. Once you have rendered adequate service for the amount of money you've decided upon, you'll soon find yourself use of Xerox products and systems. In a very real sense, the future of this multi-billion-dollar corporation rests in his hands. How does this black man assume such a position of authority? His story should provide some insights. Barry Rand hails from a middle-class family, where achievement was the order of the day. Both parents are college graduates, and he inevitably grew up in an environment of high expectations. His parents hoped their son would pursue a career in medicine, but having whet his appetite with a part-time sales job while still in high school, he switched majors in college from pre-med to marketing. I was convinced, says Rand, that sales offered me the best opportunities. I felt that I could literally sell anything to anybody. Rand joined Xerox in 1968 as its first black sales trainee in the Washington, D.C. area. By 1970, he earned the title of Regional Sales Representative of the Year and placed among the top 3 sales representatives in the nation. For his efforts, he was given special recognition. Unknowingly, this would be his first lesson on the importance of establishing clear financial goals. With great anticipation, I took my award home, beaming from ear to ear. I shared my good fortune with my dad. He took one look at the flag and shook his head. "Son," he said, "that's a nice prize for your efforts, but where's the money?" I stood in front of him, dazed by his question. "Don't ever let anybody fool you again." The reality of his words struck like a bolt of lightning. I immediately began to
That being live show do make the trip go by fast.
Though it was a
I'm already just about near the first destination.
This would be the only way I could plan my life.
Yeah, that was
I
fast.
fastidiously recorded the dates in which I would reach the first level of sales management.
Appreciate y'all for rocking with me, making this
I developed a timetable in which I would return
drive
to
go by
school
pretty
to
quick.
complete an MBA degree.
Just like that, I'm at my first
I
destination.
recorded my income goals with a specific time frame for achievement.
So I appreciate y'all. I got some business I gotta take care of. I'll get back on live again
These were not wishes or pipe dreams,
with the next
but
destination
goals that I reviewed
later.
each day.